Look at this dude.
What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hey man, if you haven't already done so, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, smash the like button, click that bell while you're at it so you can be a part of the Post Noti gang family, best family on YouTube. That's no cap, hands down. Yeah. Hey man, we are here for Ray William Johnson. This YouTube family channel is in big trouble. We're about to do less talk, more reacting. Let's dive right into this video. Leg up.
Remember when this YouTube mommy vlogger got canceled by like the entire internet? Cause I do. Now the woman's name is Micah, and Micah is 20-something, living in Ohio, and she's a family vlogger. Like she vlogs her kids and stuff. And she and her husband, this guy, James, they're...
I don't know about y'all, I've never heard of this YouTube family channel, but I'm very intrigued in a way of like, I'm very curious about what this is all about.
Big on YouTube. They have hundreds of thousands of followers on their main channel, so they're doing pretty well. And one day, around 2017, Micah and James screw up big time because they decide they want to adopt a kid. Now James, he really isn't into this idea, probably because they already have 3 kids.
Oh damn, my next question was literally about to be like, oh okay, they must not be able to have kids, blase blase. Y'all already have 3 kids. Y'all are about to adopt a 4th. Nothing wrong with it. Like there's a lot of people out there that love to have multiple, like a lot of kids, you feel me? But I guarantee you, without me knowing what's about to take place, I guarantee you they only wanted to do that to exploit adopting a child.
However, eventually he does get on board after doing some research online. And they decide they're going to adopt a kid from China, specifically.
It's a business move for them. It's not in a loving family, genuine way, bro.
Jim and I have decided that we're going to adopt from China. We're going to be adopting a little boy from China.
Now here's the thing about adopting a kid from China. The Chinese government has this rule that if you're an American adopting a kid from there, the kid has to have special needs, which is a big commitment for any parent.
Wait, why? So in other words, obviously, like when it comes to a child that has special needs in regards of at birth, I'm assuming a lot of people, maybe in China, it's almost like disposing. How have I heard people say it? Yeah, I mean, I guess in other ways, just disposing damaged goods, I guess in other ways of saying it. Dang, anyways, I didn't know that's how China operated when it comes to adopting. But like I said, they're definitely doing it.
But whatever,
money.
Soon Micah and James are talking to this adoption agency who shows them some pictures of this Chinese-born kid, and they're like, okay, he's the one. Now, this kid apparently has a brain tumor and has brain damage. But Micah and James, they don't care. This is the one they want.
For us, this new diagnosis didn't scare us. If anything, it kind of solidified that this is more our son than he has ever been.
And so they start filming a bunch of vlog content, like 27 different videos, telling their followers every detail about how hard international adoption is and how expensive it is to adopt a kid with special needs.
I remember praying, like, am I strong enough to be his mama? Can I do this? Can I give him what he needs?
And their whole audience is on board with this adoption journey. And Micah and James, they apparently start a GoFundMe to help pay for this adoption.
We are doing a little fundraiser for...
I'm honestly surprised. One of 2 things. I'm surprised I haven't heard about this. Like, obviously, this was years and years back. But anyways, 2, I'm surprised there's not more scams like this that family-oriented channels are doing to try to, like I said, exploit and try to get more views, more money, find out or figure out a way of making more income using their kids.
Little Huxley.
But anyway,
because when you adopt someone, especially someone with special needs, don't you get some sort of government assistance as well with that? So
Micah and James fly to China and they pick up their new 2.5-year-old son and they bring him back to Ohio. And they rename him Huxley. And they, of course, immediately start recording him, putting him in their family vlogs, putting him on social media. And for the record, I blurred out his face for my video because, you know, he's a kid, but in the originals, he was not blurred out. Now, just a reminder that these guys are family vloggers, so all of their videos are monetized. Some of them are even sponsored by some big brands. But anyway, they get Huxley home and they start raising him. And it turns out that his special needs are no joke. And they're a lot harder.
Oh man, I really feel like I think I know where this is kind of leading to. I bet you this child ends up dying and passing away because they weren't able to either keep up with the medical bills or just was very ignorant to his needs, etc. You feel me? I feel like the child is no longer around, and obviously the couple is definitely behind bars, especially if that is what took place.
Than Micah and James had expected.
We are having meltdowns because we've already had breakfast and we just want to keep eating and it's not time to eat. So we're gonna sit down.
And like he's apparently biting and he's pinching and he's banging his head against the wall and, other behaviors that aren't exactly explained by a brain tumor. And so eventually they get him re-evaluated and they find out that Huxley has a different medical issue than they were first told. He has not a brain tumor, but level 3 autism, which is the most severe.
Isn't that like, I'm not going to speak in regards of China's behalf, but if a child, especially coming from overseas, foreign, wouldn't doctors immediately go ahead and do like a whole medical exam on the children that's being pretty much sent and shipped overseas to the U.S.? I'm surprised.
Severe form of autism, and he's going to need assistance for the rest of his life.
Just because things are hard doesn't mean they're bad. It just means it takes a lot of work.
Now, back when Micah and James first adopted Huxley, they were warned by their doctor that adopting a child with his condition is going to be extremely difficult. Probably one of the most difficult things they'll ever face. But Micah specifically was sure she could handle it.
So when I heard all of the things that doctor was telling us, it kind of went in one ear and out the other.
But then she says something in a vlog that the internet is eventually going to destroy her over.
So it was a self-inflicted cancellation of the family channel. So we're about to obviously find out what she said, but so it was on them why the family channel failed.
Anything, my child is not returnable.
So yeah, her kid, Huxley, is not returnable.
Yeah, I could definitely see where people are running with that, the way you said it. Because if pretty much you're stating if you were able to return the child, as if you were taking something back to Walmart to get a refund, you would do that if you were able to. And other ways of saying it.
Fast forward a few years to 2019. And Micah and James and their kids, they're still vlogging on YouTube, and they're still one big happy family. But then, their audience, the one who has stuck with them for years through this whole adoption journey, they notice something weird. Huxley kind of slowly disappears from their content. Like he's not in their vlogs as much anymore. Micah and James are no longer posting about him as much on their social media. He used to be the center of their whole brand, and now he's nowhere to be found. And around this time, they have yet another baby. And while there's all this vlogging attention on their new baby, Huxley is still appearing on camera less and less. Then, one day, he stops appearing completely.
They probably gave the child up for adoption. If the child is still around, alive, I bet you they just ended up, I guess in other ways of saying it, put the child up on the market. You feel me? And if that is the case, that's sad, bro, but
he's no longer in their content at all. And of course, the fans are like, what the hell? Where the hell's Huxley? And yeah, they're right to ask. I mean, Micah and James spent years sticking him in their videos.
Bro, if they ended up giving the child up, that's up. Honestly, I was thinking maybe the child was around for a few months and then boom, child disappeared. No, a few years?
Making money vlogging his adoption, and suddenly he's just gone with no explanation? And so months go by, and now it's 2020, and still there's no sign of Huxley. But then, out of nowhere, Micah and James make a video and they drop a bomb on everyone.
This is by far the hardest video James and I have ever publicly had to make.
So they finally break their silence and they tell their audience that after raising Huxley for 2 years, they've decided that they just can't do it anymore.
That is so sad for the child, bro. Bro, a child is not like a dog you get from the animal shelter, bro. That's not how it works, and that's exactly what they pretty much did. They adopted a dog, and the dog didn't work out with the family, so we're gonna just return the dog or give the dog back to the animal shelter, bro. Damn.
Raising a special needs son is just too hard.
Once Huxley came home, there was a lot more special needs that we weren't aware of.
And to be fair, raising a kid with level 3 autism, I'm sure that's extremely difficult. So they're not wrong about that.
And they were definitely pre-warned how difficult this was gonna be.
I mean, if only someone had warned them.
So when I heard all of the things that doctor was telling us, it kind of went in one ear and out the other.
But anyway, so they say that they've decided to rehome Huxley, and they returned him to the...
So they pretty much got backed into a corner, bro. Their supporters pretty much bullied them to get the kid back.
the adoption agency.
Not returnable.
And they claim that they had initially kept it a secret from their audience for so many months to protect his privacy. Which, they've been forcing a camera in this kid's face for years, like vlogging every moment of it.
Dang, like he's not even a baby, bro. Like this kid definitely probably got attached, man. There was 3 other kids at the time and then a newborn baby or whatever. Like you're gonna get attached, and y'all just gave him up like, oh man.
His life, and now suddenly they want to protect his privacy? And yeah, their audience is quick to point this out, and boy are they pissed. And so naturally, this story blows the up. Like YouTube commentators are talking about it, news outlets are reporting.
Shit, if I was reacting back then, bro, I would have reacted on this story, but I didn't start reactions until 2020, bro.
On it, it's getting mainstream attention, and brands that worked with them suddenly start cutting ties with them. Because this is a really bad look. You see, to the outside world, it looks like Micah and James adopted this special needs Chinese kid just so they could parade him around on their family vlog channel and make money off of him. But when the reality of raising him got too hard, they then decided to abandon him and send him back. I'm not saying this is definitively true, I'm just saying this is the general public perception of what is going on.
That is, like, that's... I've already said it, so I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but
in fact,
yeah.
People are so angry at them, they start calling police to get them to go and do a wellness check on their remaining biological...
I'm surprised they didn't just call, they didn't call CPS, bro. Usually that's what people be doing. They be, bro, CPS, they don't play, bro.
Kids. And luckily, the police don't find anything suspicious or anything wrong. And so,
Yet.
it must feel like to Micah and James, because a month or so later, after all this backlash, Micah releases this lengthy written apology on her Instagram. And that is pretty much her very last post on the internet. Like, ever. They take down all their vlogs and all their videos, they delete their YouTube channel, her Instagram...
They deleted the... So their supporters in the media, everyone just can't... This was a legitimate cancel. You know how the whole, oh, blase is canceled, but not really. Like, they're still, like, doing their thing. They just have to move past that whole, you know, that whole phase in their career. But they literally got so canceled, they deleted That's crazy.
Is still up, but from what I can see, all the pictures with Huxley in them have been deleted. And that is the last anyone has heard from Micah or James. Like, they have completely disappeared from what I can see. Now, Huxley, on the other hand, he is reportedly being raised by a new, loving family, and he is apparently doing very well in his life. So,
that's good.
Good for him.
No, that's good, though. I'm happy to hear that the kid is fine. He's good. He's with a good family. But I'm honestly surprised this isn't more of an alert in the media, because at the end of the day, if they did adopt the child purposely just for the money, you're gonna be facing charges, bro. That's not legal. I mean, I guess that's why they disappear. They're not trying to get caught. So they cut their losses, whatever money they made off that kid, bro. And it was probably a good amount. let's say they were able to rack up like 5 mil. Now they're running to an island right now with that 5 mil, and they're gonna live off that, no cap. But anyways, y'all, if you guys made it to the end, I do greatly appreciate it. Smash the like button, leave a comment, click that bell while you're at it. Till next time, I'ma see y'all next time. I'm out.